We are live here at Fairfield Properties Ballpark in Central Islip, New York, and it is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. Tonight, it is Game 5 of a 6-game series as the Long Island Ducks take on the Lexington Legends, and it is Frank Boulton Appreciation Night as the Long Island Ducks recognize the founder of the franchise and the founder of the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball. My name is Michael Pollack. Thank you so much for joining us live here on Dugout TV and Home Team Network. Let's turn it over to the field for tonight's pregame ceremonies.
On this historic occasion, Frank Boulton Appreciation Night. A little over 25 years ago, I was a hockey broadcaster for the New York Islanders who also had a dream to be a baseball broadcaster. Well, luckily for me, Frank Boulton had a dream too. A dream to bring professional baseball to Long Island. And through years and years and years of hard work, persistence, and passion, he did exactly that. So because of Frank, I got to live out my dream of broadcasting Ducks baseball for the last 25 years. And tonight, we are all here to say thank you, Frank, for building this beautiful ballpark and giving us our own Field of Dreams right here in Central Islip. And now let's meet our special guest joining me tonight on our Field of Dreams. We start with Long Island Ducks President Michael Pfaff, Long Island Ducks manager Lou Ford. Lou! Representing the Harrelson family, it's the ex-wife of Bud Harrelson, Kim Battaglia. Representing Rev Entertainment, the owner of the Ducks, Sean Decker. We have Atlantic League President Rick White with us here this evening. We'd also like to thank our elected officials for joining us, starting with Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine, Suffolk Legislator Sam Gonzalez, Islip Town Supervisor Angie Carpenter, and Town of Hempstead Supervisor John Ferretti. And now, from the home dugout, accompanied by his daughter Morgan, son-in-law Matt, and his wife Karen Boulton, it's our guest of honor. Let's hear it for Frank Boulton! Before we hear from some of our special guests tonight, I direct your attention to the Duck Vision video board in left center field. Let's take a trip down memory lane to a time when the Ducks were experiencing great success, greater than ever imagined, and CNBC came out to the ballpark to pay Frank Boulton and the Long Island Ducks a visit.
Some out on Long Island hoping that a baseball team that's become a real hit will help real estate there. Forget the Titans of the National and American Leagues, the Mets and the Yankees. It is the Ducks that are the toast of the Big Apple, and it's one big baseball ka-ching. Mike Hagedis is on the money in a box seat.
If you're wondering if baseball is still the American pastime, then a good place to look for confirmation is Citibank Park in Central Islip, New York, the home of the Long Island Ducks, an independent team in an independent league, and as it goes into its playoff season, one of the most successful of both in the baseball universe.
Running a business is running a business. You got to think of the bottom line, but you also have to make sure that your product's a good product, and that's what we're always on top of. How many people do you have on it?
Frank Boulton is the George Steinbrenner of the Atlantic League without all the George Steinbrenner stuff. The owner and CEO of the Ducks and the man who started the now 18 league 9 years ago. While he learned his baseball on sandlots as a kid, he learned his business acumen with over 20 years on Wall Street.
All the people that you see out here on our billboards are marketing partners. They're here for a reason. We want to make sure that they get value. This is not corporate welfare. They're out here with a marketing goal in mind, and we want to make sure that we deliver on our promise.
The promise has been to draw fans, and they have. The Ducks celebrating their 3 millionth this past August. It is a league made up of 6,000-seat stadiums built in public-private partnerships and employing ball players, many of whom are former big leaguers, that making on average $2,100 a month for a 140-game season are hoping for one more shot at the big time.
Our league has given those players who are released the last day of spring training with no place to go. A place to go are 8 teams. And you come in here and you play. You don't play for the $1 million that you got the year before, but you come in here to stay in shape and make enough money to survive with the opportunity to get back.
Former Major League shortstop and New York Met legend Bud Harrelson is part owner of the Ducks. He got involved with minor league ownership after he was fired by the Mets in 1991. And Boulton, too, has owned a couple of affiliated teams, 2 for the Yankees and 1 with Kansas City. They both believe owning an independent team unaffiliated with anyone in the majors allows them to do more, sign who they want, run the stadium their way. The entire business is based on a good fan experience and hustle by both the players and management. So the next time you're wondering if baseball is still America's pastime, spend $10 for a field box seat and buy a quacker. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be good baseball business. On the money, Mike Hegedus, CNBC in Central Islip, New York.
Yeah, let's hear it. Great job by Mike and our friends at CNBC, and the memories just come flooding back. And now a few of our special guests would like to express their gratitude to Frank Boulton. On behalf of the Harrelson family, we start with Kim Battaglia.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everybody. It's an honor to be here, Frank. On behalf of Bud and the Harrelson family, I'd like to extend our warmest congratulations to you and Karen and your family for your special award of appreciation. Frank, you had a dream to build a baseball team on Long Island, and when you shared that dream with Bud, the two of you went straight to work. It took time, determination, and vision. But with your business acuity and boundless energy, combined with Bud's baseball reputation, knowledge, and appeal, you made that dream a reality. Over the last 2.5 decades, you have devoted precious time and effort to maintain the success and high standards of the club. Bud often said that the Ducks were his greatest achievement, and that includes a 25-year Major League career, Gold Gloves, and 2 World Series championships. Bud spent nearly 20 years devoted to the club and its fans. You supported him after his diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease in 2016. And you continue to support our family after his passing in 2024. We are deeply grateful for your kindness and your friendship and your guidance. You remain a powerful example of generosity, of philanthropy, community leadership, and steadfast loyalty to the people that you care about. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Kim, and we certainly know Bud is with us in spirit here every night. All right, next up, representing the Long Island Ducks staff, it's Ducks President Michael Pfaff.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, everyone. when you talk about the legacy of Frank Boulton, you talk about one word: winning. Whether it's on the field or off, nothing but winning happens with this man. I don't think it's a coincidence that the sun started to come out when this ceremony started. Nicely done, Frank. Winning on the field, most wins in Atlantic League history, 4 Atlantic League championships, more contracts transferred to Major League Baseball than any team in Atlantic League history. That's just some of the on-field winning that happened with Frank Boulton as CEO, owner, and chairman of the Ducks. Off the field, 9.5 million fans. We just crossed last night 700 plus sellouts, and countless smiles, memories, family time, friends spending quality time together, all because of the vision, the dream, and the passion of Frank Boulton. On behalf of all of Long Island, we say thank you to Frank, thank you to his family, Karen, his daughters Morgan, Whitney, his son-in-law Matt, for all the nights they sacrificed without Frank. And on behalf of the front office staff, I'd like to say that legacy is going to continue. We will not let you down. I promise you that. At this time, I'd like to give Frank a gift, a small token of our appreciation on behalf of the front office staff, on behalf of the team on the field, manager Lou Ford and myself, a gold ring commemorating Frank's induction into the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Mike. Next up, it's Atlantic League President Rick White.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, everyone. I have a couple of things to talk about today. First off, on behalf of the entire league, I want to thank Karen Boulton for the time she lent her husband to us. Karen, thanks so much. Over 3 decades ago, this man had a dream, and that dream is now the first Major League Baseball partner league. It's over 50 million fans later, and the organization and the man has made a dramatic impact throughout the baseball industry. To recognize Frank, the league commissioned a portrait, which I'm pleased to present to Frank tonight. But if you look closely, and also on the video board, you'll see the new Atlantic League trophy, which we have now named in Frank Boulton's honor. Frank, congratulations.
Thank you, Rick. And now on behalf of new ownership, it's Rev Entertainment President Sean Decker.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, and good evening. I've had the pleasure to personally know Frank Boulton for a year or two now, and I'm proud to call him and Karen friends. That said, I've known of Frank Boulton for more than 20 years. As someone that grew up with a passion for the sport, and especially independent baseball, Frank and the Ducks have been on my radar as long as I can remember. Frank didn't just build a team or a league, he built an industry, and he shepherded it from the driver's seat for decades. His impact is seen in ballparks and communities around the country, and our industry wouldn't be the same without him. In the few short months we've owned the Ducks, I've got to see that impact firsthand, and I'm blown away by what this community is and how it supports it and all that Frank and the team have put into it. Frank reminded me many times over the last 6 months that Rev didn't just choose Long Island, Frank had to choose Rev. I agree, and I couldn't be more thankful that Frank Boulton entrusted his legacy to us, and we won't let you down, Frank. As a small token of our appreciation, I'm excited to present a check for $10,000 to the Boulton Center for the Performing Arts. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Sean. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's hear from our guest of honor himself, Frank Boulton.
Thank you, Chris. All been waiting for except for me. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody out there. As Mike mentioned, 9.5 million Ducks fans have entered our gates since April 28th, 2000. It's a lot of people, so thank you. That's why we play the game, because of you fans. A public-private joint venture like this ballpark doesn't happen, doesn't work without a great relationship with your elected officials. I want to thank County Legislator Sam Gonzalez, who's here, Town of Hempstead Supervisor John Ferretti, Islip Town Supervisor Angie Carpenter, who, by the way, was in the county legislature 26 years ago and voted for this ballpark. So thank you, Angie. And a special thanks to our county executive, Ed Romaine, for not only being here tonight, Ed, but we've had a lot of good county executives, but none as good as you. Ed Romaine has been a true friend to the Long Island Ducks, and we thank you. Thanks to Kim for being here and your kind words. Where are you, Kim? There she is. I want to assure you that Buddy was, as you know, he was a huge part of the Ducks, and he always will be. Thank you to Michael Pfaff and Sean Smith for the Suffolk County Hall of Fame ring. I was inducted in 2003. My wife would ask me every year, "Are you going to get that ring?" So thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sean. They did it. You know, and I want to thank Mike Pfaff for his dedication to the Ducks organization for the past 23 years. I'm so glad that you will continue on as president of the Ducks, leading them forward into the future. To Rick White and the Atlantic League and the board of directors of the Atlantic League, as well as my good friend Mark Grossman, thank you for commissioning this portrait of me and me holding the new Frank Boulton Championship trophy. It's a great honor. I mean, a wild honor. Thank you so much. And now the only problem is, Karen, where do we hang it? For the past year and a half, I've got to know Sean Decker and Rev Entertainment. And I decided if we were going to sell the team, it should be to Rev. Real baseball people who I believed were in lockstep with the mission that we've had here for the last 25 years, to provide all Long Islanders affordable family entertainment. There is no question, and I'm so confident that Sean and Rev will keep QJ dancing on the dugout for another 25 years. Finally, I need to thank my family, who have shared me with the game of baseball for 40 years. So thank you, Karen. And by the way, Karen and I will be married 50 years in June. That's a lot of me. Thank God I was here at the ballpark for about 10 of those years. And also my daughter Morgan and Whitney, who couldn't be here tonight, and my favorite son-in-law, Matt Coyne, and my only son-in-law. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And last thing I want to say is, let's go Ducks!
Let's hear it one more time for Frank Boulton.